Hey, I'm really glad to be with you today, and I'm doing this video in English because I have some friends who follow me and they asked me why I didn't translate or subtitle some of my videos, and instead of doing that I just decided to do it in English. And this is a video that I did before, and this is about why we don't manifest things that we want to attract in our lives. When we're learning how to use our mind to attract things into our life, it is very common that we find some blockings that are not letting you manifest things. And today my intention is to help you understand why or what's happening that is not letting you manifest something in your life. And it usually comes from your mind, in the way of beliefs or the way of thoughts. The first point I want to share with you is that we're not living in the present moment. This is a very common, unusual blocking that we have. And the thing is, when we're not living in the present, then we're attracting exactly what you're feeling and thinking. When we're living in the past, it is very common that we are bringing these bad and negative memories and feelings into the present. And these feelings or these memories in the way of thoughts are creating the way that you think, that you feel, and these are the manifestations that you usually live. When you're living in the future, you start creating, like expectations, and expectations that are not fulfilled usually bring feelings of uncertainty. These are also bad feelings to produce things. You have to understand that the only power that you have is in the present moment. It is not in the future, it is not in the past. You have to be living in the present moment. So you have to be very conscious of what you have in your mind, and the thoughts that you are operating and the emotions they are creating for you. The next point is that we think it's not easy. But let me tell you something, and it is a basic example. Imagine that you have a car. It requires exactly the same amount of energy and the same amount of focus and the same amount of thoughts to create a small car as it requires to create a big and expensive car. So why you just feel comfortable with something small? You aim for bigger things, because let me tell you, it is the same thing. It is not more difficult just to create something bigger. Or some people think that the bigger the objective, the more difficult it will be, which is not true. Why it is easier to manifest things that are small? Because you believe it's easier, because you think it's easier, because you think it's possible. So instead of thinking for small things, all of these ideas of easiness, just bring these ideas and feelings to big ideas and big thoughts. The next point is that we don't focus correctly. Sometimes we're so focused in negative ideas, or we're so focusing on what we don't want, instead of be focusing on what you really want. So some people just express things like, I don't want to be unhealthy. But when you are focusing on what you don't want, is exactly what you're attracting to your life. You have to focus on being healthy, and that's what you're gonna attract into your life. For some people are just focusing on, I don't want to experience scarcity, instead of being thinking of wealth. So think that you want money, think that it is easy for you to manifest money, and money will come naturally. So remember, instead of being thinking what you don't want to experience, think in a positive idea of what you really want to experience in your life. The next point is that we think that we already have enough. Just think about it. If you have your hands full of something, how can you receive something new? It is important to open ways for something to come to your life. So when you think that you have enough, you're not open to receive. Be open to receive. Have room in your life for something new. Clean your life, clean your room, clean whatever that you have full of old memories and old energy. Just clean it up. And you're creating room for something new to happen. The next point is that we don't know that our mind is powerful enough just to create exactly what we want. But you have to believe it's true. You have to feel it. And believe me, anything that you can imagine, it's gonna happen. Ways will open, doors will open, windows will open, everything will open up for you. So imagine that you're expecting for a loan or you're expecting for a phone call. Whatever that you're expecting to happen, it's gonna happen for sure, but you have to let it happen. And the last point is that we haven't practiced enough. Your mind is like a muscle, so the more you practice, the more results you will get, and the easier it will be. So instead of being thinking that it's difficult and it's something that you cannot get, just start practicing. You can start with very small things, and then you can start practicing and working on bigger objectives. This is going to create certainty that you can do it. So this is not a matter of believing. This is not a matter of believing that what I'm telling you is true. You have to experience it for yourself, and then you will know for sure that it works for you and it works for whatever that you want to manifest in your life. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me on my email. You can also follow me on my social networks. And remember, the most important thing to work is from within.